China and the US are at war, and that has been the case for several years now. It is a silent war, aimed at becoming, or staying, the world's superpower. This is a war in which no soldiers are involved, but it is being fought with intellectual property, smart IT engineers, and lines of code that must not fall into the wrong hands. I am talking about a war to become the leading country in the development of artificial intelligence, and this war is getting heavier with the moment. Let's dive into it. There has been a recent event which has got little to no attention within the broad public domain. In early December 2022, Air Combat Evolution, or ACE, algorithm developers from DARPA, uploaded their AI software into a specially modified F-16 test aircraft known as the X-62A. This fighter jet was stationed at the Air Force Test Pilot School at Edwards Air Force Base, California. Over the course of several days, the software took over a live flight and demonstrated that it was perfectly capable of flying the jet on its own. This is all artificial intelligence, lines of code, that can fly a fighter jet. These are the kinds of developments that are part of a larger war that is waging within the relatively silent halls of geopolitics. This is displaying a larger truth about the tensions between the two world powers and their battle for the new world order. This surpasses the boundaries between Microsoft and Google, but plays on a far more wider scale between nations. While the US is obsessing over ChatGPT, they are losing the race with America on 37 of the 44 key areas within the technology sector, according to a State Department-funded study. All the while, ChatGPT is absolutely one of the biggest advancements in AI in a while. It is the only one we know about, and China seems to stay silent on their advancements, but it doesn't mean they are not working on them. America is fueling the Cold War by instructing companies to not rely on Chinese manufacturing anymore, as well as not exporting their chips and semiconductors to them. Recently, Apple decided to produce their iPhones in India and move away from China. That's a significant blow which undoubtedly came forth out of those restrictions. Several months ago, NVIDIA was ordered by US officials to stop selling their AI chips to China. That must have been an effort to halt their advancements. China, although denying every bit of it, launched a spy balloon over the US. The balloon seemed very interested in a specific area in Montana, where the 341st Missile Wing and Intercontinental Ballistic Missile silos are situated. That probably has nothing to do with it. The news headlines go on, each time increasing in severity. Are the stakes getting too high? It seems like each of the two nations is pouring more and more fuel to the fire, and it's getting to a point in which certain actions can be deemed as direct aggression or serious provocation. How much is too much, and when will one of the two react with force? Will it even get there? We don't know. All this is happening next to the nuclear arms race, in which the tensions also seem to be lighting up more each and every day. China has intensified their uranium purchases from Russia, and although they are one of the biggest front-runners in nuclear energy, it sparks fears of them increasing their developments in creating nuclear weapons. Despite their low economic growth, they are increasing their military spending, probably due to a fear of falling behind as the rest of the world is announcing record-breaking spending on their militaries. It's a good time to be a defense contracting company, as it has been for many years. With the coming of ChatGPT, it quickly became apparent that China was working on their own state-sponsored version of the product. As they are countering the generative AI efforts of the US conglomerates and are bringing out their own heavier and larger-sized ChatGPT competitor. The way China is influencing the West can be best exemplified with the usage of TikTok. With the recent ban and the attempts of blocking the usage of TikTok, the US is in fear of China using it as a propaganda tool and using the data that Europeans and Americans produce to drag us even further down into their app. It is known that the parent company of TikTok, ByteDance, has made two distinct algorithms that serve the users of the app. Or in better terms, they have a separate version of the app called Douyin. This app has one distinct difference. Younger users are bound to use it in teenage mode. This mode enforces the younger users to only be able to scroll for 40 minutes each day, have 5-second delays in showing content, and it promotes specially selected inspiring content about science, psychology, and education in order to protect their youth. Yes, you heard that correctly. The reason why I put this up is because this is the digital version of heroin, specifically tailored to make the users of the app imbeciles by watching mind-numbing content all day, and tailored to your needs, to ensure you will stay on their platform and fall prey to their tactics of making us uninspired, lazy, and hateful. Well, I must admit, they are doing a pretty fine job at that. As said, the US is working hard on blocking the app, and I think we must in order to protect our youth in turn. If you like what we are doing here, consider subscribing to never miss a video. Thank you all for watching.